Hi guys, this is the second part of the series of the series Advanced Noble Knight Plays. This video series is aimed towards players that want to take their Noble Knight deck to the next level. The first part was about playing around hand traps with Gearfried, how to create the best possible board that I can do, like with Bedouin and Hoteclair, which are very complex plays that most people cannot see. In this time, I'm going to explain you more in detail how to beat hand traps and the paradox that Isolde and fibrax create, right? So I'm gonna show you with a few replays how to beat the paradox. So in this scenario, in these cases, I'm not gonna play optimally the deck, so don't base this like don't base the big plays or the bigger plays like what you have to do, because I'm playing with 2 or 3 cards instead of my 5-card hand. So if when you play, you're gonna have to count for your 5-card hand. I'm just trying to show you this. So I'm just gonna put the 2 warriors. I decided to showcase it in this way because many people forget that Medrod and Durandal is still combo, right? So then the first thing I'm gonna show you is how to create a paradox with Gearfried, which is something we have already seen, right? So it's important to recap for people that is likely to miss the part 1 of the series, right? When you mill for 9, the most probable outcome for your opponent, if he doesn't know your deck, is that he's going to waste a hand trap right there because he's not gonna have any clue, like any clue. So they're going to see 9 and they're going to get worried. Even if they don't know that Gearfried is a thing, they're gonna get worried, right? So in this scenario, I'm going to use my copy of Durandal as a Call by the Grave. So he negates, I just play Durandal, I add Olivia, and then I discard the Mogis with Olivia, right? And I proceed to my standard fibrax combo, right? So in this case, you can see that my copy of Durandal acted as a copy of Called by the Grave, right? It literally did the same thing. So I just do my standard Corle combo, and that's pretty much it, right? We started the game with a delinquent duo. I mean, we effectively reduced the opponent's hand size by 1, and then we confiscated their best card, right? So that's pretty much it. I mean, this replay is against myself, making suboptimal plays, so there's no case in showing the full replay, right? So I'm gonna skip it. Now I'm gonna show you how to do it without the mill 9 for Gearfried, because that's the topic we tried in the other video, which I labeled like the pro Gearfried. So now I'm gonna show you the Trishula paradox, which is another way. What happens if your opponent allows you to resolve Isolde, but then saves the hand trap for fibrax? I'm gonna show you. So again, I do it with 2 warriors. Same basic outcome, 2 warriors, that's pretty much it. Then we use Isolde for a 5 warrior, and then we try to mill 4. Then we just do link cross, and then we go for fibrax, right? So they are going to hand trap me here. Assuming I have no more ways to extend my plays further, which is not the case with this hand because it's really powerful. But assuming that's not the case, with this we can have a chance to fight back, right? Not the most optimal, not the most powerful, but we have a chance, and I'm gonna show you. So in this point, I'm just playing the other deck suboptimally. So what I did here was playing Research Dragon. Why? Because 7 and 2 is 9. If we added like Roland, 11 Wild Roland, which I don't play, we could probably play this more reliably, because what would happen here is that you can go Carle and get the raigeki break, or the better option would be to play Trishula, right? So in this case I just change Research effect, which is a quick synchro effect, and we have 7 and 2 for 9, and then we use Trishula's effect, right? You ideally are going to want to wait until they have something on the field, so that's pretty much that's important. But it's going to give you, it's going to take one card of their hand and one card of the field, which might help you survive, which is a good outcome for you, considering the situation you were in. Like you barely could get to fibrax and had no further place, which is rare because this deck is actually really consistent. But that's kind of a worst case scenario, and you can totally play. Just keep in mind that Trishula can miss timing, so don't put Reaser at chaining 2. Put him always at as chaining 1, right? So again, there's nothing of value in this replay because it's again myself playing suboptimally just to showcase this, so I'm gonna skip it again. I'm gonna show you a third paradox, which is a bit funnier, right? So in this case, I just chose like 2 warriors, and that's it. You either need 2 warriors and Renaud, you need well, it might be Renaud, but that's the other way. It might be Renaud, Olivia, Durandal, an equip spell, a reinforcement of the army, clone, like this, as a third card. So it's a way to get to Isolde and any of those cards, right? What you're going to do here is like consolidate Isolde, add a fire warrior, then mill 1, just 1. When your opponent sees that you only mill 1, they are not gonna get worried because they are going to be suspicious that you might want to get to fibrax via Thunder, right? So what's gonna happen here is that you are going to mill Living Fossil with Renaud and then add it back. Then use your copy of Durandal, Olivia, Reinforcement, whatever, mill the Fire Warrior from your hand that you added, and summon Olivia. Then go for Mature, bring back Olivia, go for Roland, go for your fossil target, and get to Carly. In this case, my opponent kept waiting for the fibrax drop, which never happened, right? So that's pretty impressive, that's pretty cool, because I got to my objectives anyway. Like, in this case, I just wasted the Ash Blossom to showcase this. Like, he kept waiting for the fibrax, and fibrax never happened. So again, we got the same basic effect, which is starting the game with a delinquent duo. Like, he discarded 1 blank from his hand, and then we chose the best card in his hand and put it into the grave. And to top it all, we have a raigeki break. So I just gave up because there's no point in playing it, and I'm gonna show you what happens if your opponent uses a hand trap to the mill 1, because it's the same kind of a scenario. So what happens here? You play your 2 warriors as normal, you add a fire warrior, and then you mill 1, right? Our opponent saw our combo on game 1, and then he's like, oh no, he's going to do the same thing again. I have to stop that Renaud because that's the main combo. That's why we are creating a paradox. We are putting in his head like an expected outcome and then changing it. That's why we're creating the paradox. We are changing what he believes is true. So what happens here? He uses a hand trap, and then we do the same basic stuff. Add Olivia, put 2 Linkros tokens, and discard the Fire Warrior we added, and then play fibraxes normally, which is fibrax, Marsher, token, or lion, charge warrior, etc. It's the same basic play. There's absolutely nothing different. Nothing changed. We still got the confiscation and the discard of the blank card. Delinquent duo again to start the game. So this is part 2. I showcased you more ways to play around hand traps. Like, this deck is incredibly complex because you really have to think what you are doing before doing it, and you have to choose the best path possible for your plays. So that makes it complicated. So it's important for you to know like these shortcuts and to have like this, like this cheat sheet, so you can think faster when you actually start playing games with this deck. So as you can see, it's fairly easy to play around one hand trap with this deck. With 2 hand traps, it's going to depend on your other 3 cards, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, one thing that is totally underrated is that Durandal, Chalice, and Glory of the Noble Knights, all three of them are called by the grave as I showed you in this video, right? So that's pretty much it. That's really powerful. Like, people is totally underrating like that interaction. Like, it's playing a good version of Called by the Grave, an engine version of Called by the Grave. What else do you want? Like, really, that's the question. What else do you want? So that's pretty much it. Even in OCG, I saw that they have started to increase the OCG count and started to play 1-2 of Glories. Like, they are finally adapting because this deck can naturally play around one hand trap, which means that it's usually better to play extenders rather than cards that really raise their ceiling, like Call by the Grave or Cross Out Designator or 3 Tactical Talents. So yeah, keep that in mind. Part 3 is going to be about how to correctly use Smoke Grenade of the Thief. So see you on the next video.